Yes, we're back. It's been a minute. I know. I've been out. Listen, the weather where I'm at is insane and it's been throwing off my whole schedule. Uh, Lots of snow. Um, but I am, in fact, back from beyond the grave. Shout out to my subscribers, all eight of you. I continue to do this even for one view. But I mean, at eight subscribers, that's actually pretty good. So we're gonna keep going. I hope you guys like my Beavis and Butthead T-shirt. I recently bought this for my birthday this last month. So last month being February, not March. Thank you guys for all your birthday wishes. I'm sure. I want to take a quick minute just to let you guys know I am hoping to do some marketing and guerrilla tactics to get the word out about my channel here soon. I'm hoping to post some little clips on the YouTube Shorts, maybe, and just get that going. As well as if you guys could help me spread the word, all eight of you, we can get this thing going. Um, I am pretty excited. We're coming right up on the Oscars in just less than a couple weeks, and I will be doing a reaction almost right after. I might do a little like live reaction type thing like right after it happens that night. I'm hoping to watch it that Sunday night as it happens in my state. Me and my wife will be here with you guys, and that's always exciting to be able to do something like that. Which brings me to what I'm actually wanting to talk about today, which is over the weekend I finally got to watch another Best Picture nominee. Um, and so for the next couple of videos that I'm posting before the Oscars for the next week or so, I'll be posting my videos for. This one today is for Marty Supreme. I already did one for One Battle After Another. The next one I'm hoping to do will be for Begonia, and then for Frankenstein, and F1, and then there's a couple others, and I'm probably missing. But I think I've seen a good chunk of the ones that were nominated for Best Picture, and so you know, I'll be honest with you, I did not finish Sinners. I understand the hype surrounding Sinners, and I understand what it's saying. Personally, it just wasn't my cup of tea, but it doesn't mean that it can't be yours. And I did post, I think I posted a review for that one on IMDb just a couple weeks ago. Just a short little, I did have some thoughts, but not a lot to say there. Recently, in big news, Harrison Ford received the Lifetime Achievement at the SAG-AFTRA Awards, which is exciting for him. I mean, I've been watching him since obviously I was a little boy, way back when. I think one of the first movies I ever saw of his was uh, the Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. I remember loving it and being terrified of it, and all the same emotions. Um, but it was really good to see him get that at the age of 83. Just an amazing, amazing man. So if you guys are looking forward to all that stuff, I can tell you it was kind of Sinners walked away with a good chunk of the awards. Marty Supreme was up for a couple, but Sinners did win. I think male lead and ensemble at SAG-AFTRA. So that does say a lot for the chances of One Battle After Another or Marty Supreme walking away with a good chunk of the awards at the Oscars. I'm going to say it right now and just get it on the books. I do believe that Sinners will walk away with a good chunk of the awards. It's got good competition in Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle, but other than that, um, There's not a lot of competition there, but there could be a sleeper in the chat. Of course, we have Begonia, is one of the best ones, and Frankenstein and F1 uh, are some of the few, along with Train Dreams, and The Secret Agent, which I haven't seen any of the two international foreign nominees, but you know, who knows? There could be a sleeper in there that just comes out of nowhere and destroys Sinners for the award show. But I do think that once one of the two big ones that are kind of going head to head this year, uh, once one of them like gets the main big award, which is Best Picture, I think they'll just sweep the whole thing, kind of like what Oppenheimer did that one year. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and the Academy is always surprising. I thought it was super surprising, even at SAG-AFTRA, um, what ended up happening there. I will say, I did like that they gave the award for best drama lead in for male to in a series. They gave it to um, the young man from Adolescence. I don't know if you guys have gotten to watch Adolescence, but he got a SAG-AFTRA award for his male lead in that short series on Netflix, and that's exciting for him. So, um, congrats to him. Today I'm talking about Marty Supreme transition. Um, so here's the thing I have to say about Marty Supreme. I did watch it. I was able to watch it actually a couple times, just over the course of a couple days that I rented it online. Um, this film is, I think, the definition of ego. And I will link a video to. I'll link a Watch Mojo video that talks about all the rights and wrongs of like the actual story of the what Marty Supreme is based off of, which is it's not Marty Mauser. His name was actually Marty Reisman, I do believe, if I'm getting that right. And if not, go check out that Watch Mojo video. I thought it was very informative. I'll put it right here. There you go. But so, um, as far as like ping pong movies go, I think this one, for me, sits somewhere around, most sports films that are loosely based on something else. Um, and this one is obviously very intentional about the story that's telling. It's very ego, um, a supremely wild ride. No pun intended, supremely there, but it's just a wild, wild film. You want to like the drive that Marty Mauser has in this film. And ultimately, I do think it's a lot of indulgences for him, and just getting his way too many times throughout the course of this film that make you feel like, how do I go about attacking this? I will say, as an unbiased audience, my wife said that she did not like this movie. And maybe for the normal person, that's about where it sits. Is like, I don't like this because it's kind of just the uh, praise of someone who is a supreme kind of a supreme jerk, really. Very heady and just gets his way just by swagger and by fast talking and being able to sell somebody. In the beginning, he starts out as a shoe salesman, and he messes up his entire life in the very beginning of the film. And I don't really want to talk about a lot of what goes on there, but throughout the film, he supremely just gets into worse and worse situations to where you kind of feel throughout the film very anxious with him, just kind of going, oh, don't do that, please stop, don't, you kind of just sit there and go, ugh, you know. It is a ultimately indulgent film. This is a very artistic, and therefore um, it must be overwhelmingly discussed until it is no longer just a look behind glass at the world of sport advertising, which I feel like Mr. Wonderful being in this film from Shark Tank just kind of gives you a picture of, because, like I said, they discuss in a lot of YouTube videos how close this movie got to all the right accurate information, and it's close in some moments and in others not really. um, the main foil of the film is his competition with the Japanese champion Endo, who is based loosely off of somebody that he would meet elsewhere in life, but it's not what this film portrays in any way, shape, or form. He actually won against uh, Endo at that championship that they picture in the film, or what would be the Endo character, but would have lost later on in a different competition. And the whole thing between him and the actress was faked, of course, and the girlfriend that he leaves behind is not really real. There's a lot of things that they just take kind of artistic, uh, you know, artistic rights on, I think is the best way to put it. But I feel like that's okay. I do have to say I love Josh Safdie's point here in this film. I think that Mr. Timothy Chalamet does a amazing, amazing job pulling off this character that you either love or you absolutely despise. And you will either get this film and completely understand exactly what it's about, or you will go, this is the wildest thing I've ever watched. It kind of makes you feel yucky on the inside. I kind of had both experiences to where I loved it for the accomplishment of what it was. Like I said, some of the camera shots and some of the action set pieces were very, very cool, very catching, but ultimately it kind of lacks in redemption for our hero, and you kind of end at the end of the movie feeling like there was no real weight to anything that happened to him, because he just kind of Marty Supreme just kind of ends on a point where you're like, well, that is how that works, but ultimately there's no actual weight to it, which is kind of funny. It's why maybe half subconsciously I wore my Beavis and Butthead T-shirt today, because not unlike Beavis and Butthead, they get away with a lot um, because of their their aura and just how chaotic they are. But ultimately, there's not a lot of um, adverse stuff that happens to them ultimately that would put them in the place where they actually have to face what they've done, besides small bumps and bruises. But the effect of power and money and its influence on the young people and on the youth, and what it really means to be a someone who knows where they need to be at that point in your life, kind of pushes Marty throughout this movie, pushing him through many different storylines, kind of making his character steamroll his mom, his girlfriend, his friends, the world at large, the championship, the sport that he loves. And I put that in air quotes just because he loves it. But there's not a lot of ping pong in this movie. I mean, when there is, it's gripping and it's fun to watch, but it's a moment, and then you're back to just straight living chaos with Marty just kind of riding along with him as he, kind of sets fire to the town, and then just kind of runs home with his tail between his legs after a whole day. And that kind of rewards him when he gets, he gets two different girls, throughout the film, and one of which he actually sticks with in the end. But there's this kind of a lot of like chaos left in his wake, and friendships lost and people hurt, and maybe even the argument could be that this film is just a cautionary tale for what too much ego can do to a person. Um, and so while not a perfect biopic, and also sometimes it's scattered on what story it's actually trying to tell, I think Marty Supreme stitches itself together in all the right places to make a a definite statement on class and the importance of self responsibility and being willing to stand up to your own self and to your ego and be willing to admit when you're wrong. I do say Mr. Wonderful does a great job in this film, along with Timothy Chalamet. Of course, Tyler the Creator was a big surprise to nobody. He does a great job in this movie. I think Wally is one of the highlights of this film, along with Odessa Ozion, um, and of course, the wonderful uh, Miss. Oh my goodness, her name just Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow, along with so many other actors and actresses throughout this film that I feel like you just kind of end up, either understanding or not. But um, there are really cool moments. I do feel like if this one won something, I wouldn't be disappointed. The score itself, I feel like the music throughout. I know I heard, Mr. Anthony Fantano had some thoughts on the actual score. I don't feel educated enough to talk about um, that to any length, but I do feel like there are moments when this movie really grips you, and there's a lot of cool scenes and very interesting concepts. But not unlike Forrest Gump, this is really just a story, and it's not nearly as um, redemptive as Forrest Gump. So I would say, go into this movie just knowing you're going to watch the definition of ego kind of roll around this movie, and you're going to get to see some cool shots and some cool action sequences, and you're definitely going to see Marty get the paddle multiple times. And whether we're talking ping pong or actually like consequences, there are moments where you feel like this is finally maybe coming to a point where like, is there going to be a redemption arc? But then it immediately turns itself on its head. So don't go into this thinking that you're going to be like, oh my goodness, maybe he's misunderstood. No, you know exactly who this type of person is. But I think that, for all of its flaws and the missing stitched together biopic mixed with, ultimate thrill ride, sports advertising, Timmy Chalamet type stuff, it does okay, and I think it's entertaining at moments, and at moments it's pretty gross to watch, but it kind of gives you a perspective into this world of the high class, and definitely the period helps it a bunch. Um, and the performances are easily some of the best this year. So here's to you, Mr. Chalamet. I hope you get the Oscar for Best Male Lead this year. I hope you get it. I'll be honest with you. If you somehow see this, you and I both know the competition you have in Mr. Michael B. Jordan. And it could also go to Leonardo DiCaprio, which would make a lot of people happy, including myself. I wouldn't be disappointed if all three of them split the trophy and if only one of them got it. So, but I'm looking forward to the Oscars. Like I said, I'm hoping to post Begonia here soon, along with Frankenstein and F1. And um, I already did post Train Dreams and One Battle After Another. So if you guys are interested in those are both on my channel. You can go check those out. I will post again here real soon. And I'm sorry for the late notice, but it's good to be back. And I'm hoping to do some more in the future with this channel. So thank you so much. Let me know in the comments if you watched Marty Supreme and what your thoughts were overall on the film. What was your consensus supremely on the film? Let me know if you loved it, if you hate it. The important thing is that you watched it. Make sure you go support your local theaters. If you get a chance to get out this weekend and go see a movie, do so. And well, I think that's it. Deuces.